With the judging here today, firstly, I was impressed with the enthusiasm and keenness with which the contestant applied their minds to the topic at hand, the design thinking in the South African context. And what I was looking for was the understanding and explanation of what design thinking is, and then choosing a particular area of South Africa's life and applying that thinking, and using as many examples as possible that come from South Africa or anywhere in the world, and showing what difference the application of this thinking would be to solving the problem, and then explaining what the outcomes were likely to be. That was the main thing that I was looking for. And I think the contestants did understand what design thinking was, but where I think some of them came short was not staying with one or a few areas, and they mentioned the word iteration, where they could iterate the same thing, and they would explain the problem but not show how applying design thinking would solve it in that iterative sense. So, I think that was the weakness. But in as far as especially the winner went, she was very clear in what she did. In fact, if she stayed with what she had done herself as an example and showed how it worked throughout the country, she would have been actually much, much more impressive. But overall, at the end of it all, I think it was an excellent choice for the winner of this competition.
What were some of the key insights and takeaways you got out of it around design thinking and around the challenges South Africa's facing?
I think the key takeaway for me is that, the way we approach a problem solving in South Africa is that it's always from an interest group point of view. It is not from the practicality of it and common benefit point of view. And I think if we did that, we could see that, as individuals we reap benefits when we reduce the problems that we have, especially if they benefit more people than a few people. But at the moment in South Africa, you take the economy, for instance, when we talk about it, everyone wears, or different groups wear a particular hat. As big business, we want this. As unions, we want that. As government, we want this. We don't say what is good for everybody. Because I can imagine, for me personally, the way I would think about it on the basis of design thinking, I think if you have 10 million unemployed people, it means you've got spare capacity from a productivity point of view of 10 million people. You've got 10 million incomes that could be coming on stream. You've got 10 million potential taxpayers over and above being VAT payers who could be contributing to this. You've got, again, you'll be reducing the number of dependents on the social grants and so forth. A lot of things I think would be improved in South Africa if we went that way. But unfortunately for now, we think according to what is my interest first, before solving the country's or the national the challenges first, and seeing ourselves as one big collective with a large number of members of our society being excluded, which I think that in itself makes it difficult to run a viable country. So, I would move from that position.